You're fucked up, dude.
Hello, everyone out there in internet land, wherever you are, and thank you so much for turning into the Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing podcast. I think I said turning in, but I meant to say tuning in. Anyway, it's Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing, and individually we are...
I'm Hear Nothing because I don't, what I've been told, the best description of me is, I said, am I a mean person? And my friend said, well, I have three friends who don't shut the fuck up, and only one of them doesn't do coke, and that is you. And so that's why I'm Hear Nothing. My name is Mr. Phillip, and that's who I am. And who are you?
I'm Bill.
And I'm Uncle John.
And I've got something I want to talk about. Are you guys ready for this?
All right. I'm ready now. I need a little pause.
Sure.
Wait. No. All right. I'm ready.
Perfect. All right. So I've realized recently that maybe I've got a mild case of foot and mouth disease, where I say kind of the exactly wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. And my example of this happened earlier today. I was outside having a cigarette with a coworker, and she was telling me this story about how her her friend rather, called her at 2 a.m. saying, "Hey, person, I've been losing a lot of weight lately, and I'm getting really concerned." And if you get a call at 2 a.m. from someone saying, "Hey, I'm really freaked out, I'm losing a lot of weight," something is wrong. So she's telling me this, and I respond to her, "Wow, that sounds cancerous."
To lose weight?
No, her friend had been losing a lot of weight, called her because they're close friends, and says, "Hey, I'm really concerned. I've been losing a lot of weight." And she's telling this to me, this conversation that they had, and my response was
she? I know, like, you're a nice person, but like with my eyes, is she like a fat bastard?
I mean, no.
Okay.
But it's also not her losing the weight. It was her friend that called her.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm not even drunk, and I'm having trouble following. But I'm
okay.
Sorry.
So I'm person A.
Yeah.
She's person B.
Yeah.
We're outside having a cigarette. She receives a phone call that morning at 2 a.m. from person C. Person C tells person B, my coworker, that he is really concerned. He's losing a lot of weight. And she immediately freaks out, because if you're losing a lot of weight really rapidly, that's a serious symptom of things. So she is relaying her conversation with this other person to me. And my remark to her was, "Wow, that sounds cancerous." And I feel like maybe there was something better, maybe a little nicer I could have said. So that was the highlight of my day, just really fucking this social interaction with my coworker. How would you have responded in that sort of situation, John?
Maybe he has a tapeworm.
There you go. The fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
I'm just not following still, but it's okay.
So, all right.
It's cancerous.
So, I'm Bill.
Yeah.
That's John. Mm-hmm. And you're Phil. John and I are coworkers outside having a cigarette.
Yeah.
John tells me the story of how you called John at 2 a.m. earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Explaining, "Hey, I'm really freaked out. I've been losing a lot of weight really, really quickly."
Yeah.
Which is, if you did not know, one of like the most noticeable symptoms of cancer.
Yeah.
So John is telling me about this conversation that you two had.
Yeah.
Where you're saying, "Hey, I lost a lot of weight really recently, and I'm really freaked out about it." So John is telling me that you had this conversation with him.
Yeah.
And my remark to John is, "Wow, that sounds like cancer." And I feel like I could have done a better job of being a friend and maybe not being so frank and maybe saying like, well, I hope everything works out, or wow,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, instead of just being like, oh yeah, no, he's got cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little ethical dilemma. Does that make sense? Do you understand
Yeah.
like why I may be regretting what I said and how maybe I feel like there was something
Well,
better I could have said?
I mean, with me, it's hard for me to regret what I say. I mean, maybe I regret it later on when I'm overthinking it,
Sure.
but usually I say the wrong shit at the wrong everything.
Sure.
The wrong everything at the wrong everything. So, but I don't know. So how do you feel?
Yeah, I think that was a little maybe
strong?
a little rough, but yeah, maybe say something like she's stressed out or he's stressed out, something like that.
See, and this is not the first instance of this.
Or maybe they're
happening.
just bulimic and anorexic and hate themselves.
She mentioned that he was a very sort of burly guy, and
So she definitely hates herself.
I don't know how you get that from me saying that he's a burly guy.
Well, maybe she hates that she's with a burly guy.
They're not together.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm just gonna shut up, man.
Thank you. Anyway, this is like a recurring pattern in my life where I just sort of have this innate talent of saying the exactly wrong thing at exactly the wrong time.
The worst possible thing.
Another example, a friend of mine, he and I went to high school together, and he was having his birthday party. I think he was turning 20 or 21 or something at sort of a country-themed bar. And I said, well, shoot, we're going to this country-themed bar. Sure hope there ain't no sister smooching. And the friend that I was with at the time turned to me and said, no, I don't think there'll be any sister smooching. And it was at that point that I realized that the friend whose birthday it was, his sister drowned the prior summer. And that...
Were they smooching though when she did it?
No, I think it was like a very sudden
And was it
cardiac
hot?
episode. I could not tell you. I'm really thrilled you're eager to make light of like my friend's sister like drowning. But
All right.
like I just, and again, it was just another instance of like completely unintentionally saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Has that ever happened to either of you?
I'm sure it has. I just can't think of a situation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can't think of. I mean, there is a shitload, and I'm sure people get offended by me saying that there isn't. But I can't think of it.
It almost reminds me of like a Larry David-esque, like really good intentions, but just it blows up in your fucking face.
Yeah.
I went to,
Well, I had a buddy where I was friends with this person for a long time, my buddy Derek, and I think he was like he was just fucking we were just going out drinking every single day. We were going to I wasn't drinking, and then he was just doing this shit, like just making a lot of shit that's mistake like, but that group of people made a shitload of mistakes. And then I think they asked me, they're just like, oh, well, dude, I don't know. Oh, and here's the worst part, that he was asking me this shit when we were blown out of our mind, because I never tried a vaporizer.
Sure.
And he had this hash that was like black. It was really strong. And he put it in a vaporizer. We went to his ma's house at like noon. And I'm like, oh, let's try this out and let's go swimming, because it'd be fun to go high swimming. And, remind me to put my my fucking swimming trunks on, because I'm going to be like a mermaid,
That sounds super safe.
So
High swimming, yeah.
So we start up with this vaporizer. I didn't know it was going to be that strong. Dude, I fucking left that guy's house at 9 p.m. And it was because we both couldn't get up. And in the middle of this whole situation, he's just like, do you think I'm an alcoholic? I'm like, well, I never drink. So I wouldn't be able to tell you.
So yes.
So he's like, dude, seriously, man, like this means a lot to me. I'm like, well,
dude, I love you.
yeah. I'm like, and I'm just trying to avoid the answer. Oh, dude, this is really good shit. It's vaporizing. Am I an alcoholic? I'm like, oh well, all right. Well, how much How much is? I mean, the average person has like a beer when they come home, right? How
Really?
many do you have?
That's it.
He's like, oh, I have like 8. Like, well, okay. When do you start drinking? At like 9. I'm like, all right. Let's take another hit, and that's where the conversation ends. I guess that's kind of like saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, let's just smoke until you can't talk anymore because this conversation sucks,
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah, you should have said the average person has about 8 beers a day.
Yeah.
Or something a little more than one.
So what is the average? Because 8 is about where I'm at too. So
Because you don't smoke weed, but you drink, right?
well,
Yes.
So how much? Like, what do you?
I would say probably like 2, 3.
And that's what you do, like when you come home from work or something.
No, I don't, but I would say that's like, I don't know. I would guess.
Yeah.
Sure. At least the way I look at it, it takes at least 6 or 7 beers for me to feel normal.
Yeah.
So I think like maybe I'm like sort of teetering and leaning towards the problem drinking side of that spectrum, but I'm sure shit not going swimming and bring
Well,
this
because
up
I
as
don't because I don't want to say the wrong thing at the wrong time right now. I'll say like I think that's probably normal. If I'll tell you that it's normal if I have 8 to 10 beers right now, just to like ease things up.
Sure. Well, I mean, I know you don't actually do that, and I'm not concerned. I don't think I have a problem.
No.
Just-
If you can handle your shit, I think it's
well,
good.
exactly right. Everyone is always trying to find their talent. They're trying to find their gift, and I found mine, and it's binge drinking.
Yeah.
And
No, if you can handle your shit, that's great. Because there's probably like these people that you don't hear about that can't handle their shit. Those are the only people that you hear about. Because there's people who can handle their shit. You just don't know about them because they're not being obnoxious. They're not being, do you know Bosco? I don't know if we should bring that up.
Well, I think we have to now that you mentioned him by name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so
tell us, Phil.
tell us do
Who's
you know
Dino
who Roscoe
Bosco?
is? The Dino Bosco?
Yeah, I know about the softball. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, we got to start because nobody knows who the Roscoe is.
exactly, all of our millions of fans out there, they're
Yeah.
dying to know. Tell
So-
them, Phil.
I'll try and cut it up in brief. But so I worked at a grocery store, and there's this when you work at a grocery store, you just deal with a lot of small talk, just monotonous people who you just want to slit their throat because it's the same script every day. So you
Sure.
start talking to everybody, and because I didn't fit in, I think I fit in most with the people who are mentally disabled. And I would just I held a better conversation with them than like some 16-year-old high school girl. So, what are you into?
But did you still want to slit their throats?
I don't want to get into that.
Fair enough. Continue.
I guess not. I don't remember at the time. No, but
Well, that's good.
so I started talking to the Roscoe, and I realized he was in the metal. Roscoe is this is the way he explained it to me. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's right of me taking his advice of him not knowing what he is, but I guess it's like when you're autistic, it's either your left brain is working or your right brain more than the other, and you kind of like there's people who can just fucking genius, but they can't be good socially, and then there's people who can't learn anything, and then they're really high socially.
Sure.
So Roscoe's really high socially. He really loves metal.
Wait, really? He's high socially?
Well, yeah, he definitely is because he's on a shitload of medication,
Oh,
even though he gets more drunk. But he's really good socially,
Okay.
and he's into a lot of metal. He's not afraid to be racist and offensive. So immediately, I fell in love with him.
Sure, he took a shine.
Yep. So I brought up Dino Bosco because he couldn't handle his shit. I'm gonna bring this. I was good friends with him. We went to shows. He was fucking hilarious, but he'd get drunk, and it was incredibly funny. I liked him because I'm epileptic, so technically it's a disability. So, and he's got a disability, so I know what he's got to deal with meds, and I knew from having that shit immediately. Like I went out with a guy. He took me to a club to fuck a chick, and he's just like, "Yo, you're not gonna go into one of your things, trying to because there's strobe lights, man." like, no, I only get things get a little shaky when I'm sleeping, Dick. But it's just people.
Wait, you said he brought you to a club to fuck a chick?
Yeah.
What?
I was just really fiending that night, and I thought if I had just jagged off another time, I was like,
you.
I called him up, and this was the legit conversation. I'm just like, do you know any whores? And he just like, he's a super like a Jersey Shore like Dago guy. He's just like, oh well, let me get my list out. Who was at the club tonight? And he fucking like, he's like, yeah, oh Deanna, yeah, go out with her. And yeah, sure enough, yeah, it was Lucky. It was like stretching out some beef jerky, nice and fresh to chop up, but it was, yeah, that's just how it was. But the point of the story is, I don't even know where the point of this. I'm like so fucking. What were we even talking about?
What I heard was that you were relying on your. What I heard was that you were relying on your mentally challenged friend to hook you up with one night stand. That's what I've gathered so far.
No.
That's what I thought too.
That wasn't Dino Bosco. No. I wish it was. Yeah, that'd be fucking great to go. No, but no. Oh, the point that I was getting at is when you have any disability,
Sure.
people treat you immediately like you're retarded. Like you could literally have like a fucking nub, like Lieutenant Dan sticking out, like it's just like a third dick just flopping around, and they're like, okay, here's your drink. Do you want 2 sips or 1? 2 is 1 + 1, by the way. Is that way? They immediately treat you like that. So I just treated, I bust everyone's balls and I'm just obnoxious. That's how I was with Ross, and I think that's how we started being cool together and going to shows. So we go to this one show, and this was so uncomfortable, and I'm going to use the R word. I'm sorry, because this is a fucking great story.
Radical.
Yep, radical.
Is the R word, right?
Radical. Motherfucking radical. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
No, okay, so Ross is really, did I tell you how racist Ross is, John?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Wait, is racist the R word?
Oh, no, that's not the.
Okay.
It might be in a few years, though. No, but, so we went to this punk show, Reggie's. Punk is this just, Reggie's is this fucking raunchy-ass place. You could do anything there. Anything. I'm pretty sure people got killed there, and this show just went on. And so we go to this show, and I tell Ross, I'm like, yo, we're going to go see this crazy fucking punk band, this violent metal punk band. But really, I was taking him to see Kool Keith, which is a fucking great old school rapper who just kind of sings about nonsense, but he's got some good shit, which is completely made Ross go nuts. He's like, oh, he can't say his R's too, which is great, because he's like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm not seeing this fucking, and then he starts dropping N-bombs.
So does he have a lot of trouble with the R word, considering he can't really pronounce the letter R?
Yeah, I never even thought about that. Maybe that's why he gets offended when people say it.
And just so we're clear, raunchy is the R word, right?
Well, I'll tell you what the R word was,
Okay.
because what ends up happening is he gets pissed off that we're at this fucking. I'm fucking here to mosh, and I'm not here to fucking hippity bop and bippity bop and fucking. So he gets wasted. He gets fucking obliterated, and everybody gets so annoyed by him that it's just because I think I went with like 2 other people, but they're just like, we've never seen a mentally challenged person like this be this offensive and obnoxious.
Sure.
They didn't know whether to get. They were like pissed off, but they didn't want to let him know.
Right.
So I'm taking him home, and it's one of those things where I'm dragging him, and we're at the L station. We're at the Red Line in Chicago. So it's a transfer. It's pretty much a transfer of going from one of the shittiest neighborhoods to like the L line that is kind of like middle class. We're going through this tunnel. And he's just like, oh, I got to fucking piss. I'm like, dude, don't do it here. The show is over. You could have pissed. You had fucking 10 beers. It's your own fault. He drops his pants. In 2nd grade, when there were those kids that just, they're pissing with their ass out,
Pants to the ankles.
Yeah. And by the way, he doesn't fucking wash his ass. So it's like literally stepping in a piece of shit when he drops his pants. It's just like the fumes go out. And horrible swamp ass because he's so drunk he can't feel. So he's just pissing in the middle of the fucking tunnel, and there's all these people going, and he's like, yeah, this is fucking payback. I'm like, payback for what? He's like, because you made me see all these, and he keeps dropping N-bombs, and then there's this fucking, like, gang of guys going by. I'm like, no, dude, Ross, shut the fuck up. Because eventually the echo is going to reach them and they're going to hear the, and eventually you hear the echo. They start running before their echo. What do you say? And then he starts fucking like, I'm like, Ross, shut the fuck up. I'm like, dude. And he's like, what the fuck, that motherfucker? I'm like, no, dude, he's drunk. He's like, no, man, I heard that shit. I don't care if you're drunk. You don't say that shit. I'm like, dude, he's fucking retarded. That's the R word. I'm like, no, he's fucking, dude, he's a fucking And he's like, no, man, I can't. He's like, I don't give a fuck, man. Yeah, he is. Because he's going to get his fucking ass killed right now. I'm like, no, dude, he's like retarded and being retarded, okay? I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, oh, really? Shit. And like, I think he just like slapped his ass and just started running. And I was so fucking pissed. This is where our friendship sort of had like a 2-year hiatus from that night. Because I was so pissed. We almost got fucking killed by a gang. And you're dropping N-bombs by him. So I go home and I just completely gay-themed his computer because he's super homophobic. I made like the pointer like a floppy dick. And then I looked through the best gay porn ever.
Wait, a floppy dick?
Yeah.
Is it anything like a floppy disk?
No, it was a floppy. No, it was instead of the arrow, it's just a floppy dick. and when you double click on something, it's like a boner. and then like, because I had my bi-curious phase, I went through my best gay porn to put all over his wallpaper, his screensaver. But then I'm like, you know what? This motherfucker was being racist. So I honestly don't remember. I don't know if I shaved it or put a permanent a swastika on the back of his head.
Sure.
And it was great because his family's super like very like upper class
Jewish.
Living in they're Italian. They're Italian, and they're like Americanized Italian. Everything is about stocks. They live in a fucking $1 million mansion. And then there's Dino Bosco living in the basement. But they go to breakfast and he just turned, all right, Ma, I want my Kellogg's. I want my waffle crisp, And he turns his head and the mom's just like, are you really a Nazi? Are you? And that's kind of where I didn't talk to him for 2 years. But point is, that's where you get obnoxious, when you start dropping N-bombs, when you start pissing like a second grader, and when you got horrible fucking ass swamp through the whole tunnel. So, yeah.
Fair enough. I can kind of.
By the way, we're gonna definitely have Dino Bosco as a guest.
Something to look forward to, everyone out there.
Because we're friends again, and I'm drawing swastikas on his head again.
Well, here's hoping he never listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I think that. Well, I mean, while we're on the topic, do you want to tell the Jello Biafra story?
I don't even remember Jello.
I
know that we went to see him. But do you know who Jello is, John?
No, I do not.
Dead Kennedys lead singer.
Okay.
And so I'll tell the story if Phil doesn't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
He and if you remember the story, please chime in because I'm certain you can tell it better than I can.
Yeah.
So Jello is all about social equality and social justice, and he was doing a monologue about how everyone deserves the same rights, and it doesn't matter if you're white or if you're black or if you're Mexican. And then Ross heard that, and in a moment of pure passion, he shouted, "Yeah, fuck those Mexicans!"
I don't even fucking remember.
So he made a lot of friends at that show. So
yeah,
that's the story as you told it to me.
Oh my god.
But I sympathize with him because I myself, I'm legally blind. I walk around with a cane, and I totally understand like the sort of special treatment you get, like the very demeaning way people will speak to you. Yeah. I was going to a 7-Eleven the other day, and a woman was holding the door, and I was heading towards the door because I had to piss like nobody's business. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't at that subway tunnel like Ross. I didn't have the convenience of just being able to drop trow and piss right there. So I was going to the 7-Eleven to piss, and she was holding the door open for me, and she's like, "You want to go in? Huh? You want to go in? Huh? Do ya? Huh? Like, talk to me like I was a fucking puppy dog. And I was like, "Yes, thank you."
You didn't jump up and bark?
No, I did not.
You should have started humping her leg at least.
No, that cost $50. And, I wasn't really in the mood for business.
Okay. I'm not even gonna. She wasn't a whore that you get to hump her leg.
Nah,
You
well,
mean by a fine?
we didn't. We didn't get that far in the conversation, but she held the door open for me. She's like, "Oh, you want to go in? Huh? Oh, you want to go in? Huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I want to go in. Thank you." But no, so my company had a what is it? A Cinco de Mayo? Is that no Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo is the party or the holiday, and so we had a margarita contest. We had a margarita drinking contest, and this year Cinco de Mayo fell on a Friday, and on the Wednesday before, so 2 days prior to the contest, there were 2 people signed up to make margaritas, and 25 people signed up to drink margaritas. And I heard this, and I thought to myself, well, that sounds like a really shitty competition. So I naturally threw my hat in the ring. Keep in mind, I have never made a margarita ever in my life. And so while I do not know how to make a margarita, what I do know how to do is shit talk. So I signed up for the contest, and I was just running my mouth for the next few days. I was prank calling
Saying
people
the wrong thing at the wrong time.
that, no, this
This is the right time.
This was the wrong thing at exactly the right time. I was calling up my coworkers on their extensions and saying like, "Hey, you're gonna fucking lose, loser." And then I would hang up, thinking that like they didn't look at their caller ID, because obviously it's gonna say like, "Oh, call from Bill," and they answer and they know it's me. So the day of the competition comes, and it went from 2 competitors to 7 competitors. And I attribute that all to my massive amount of shit talking. And the day of the contest arrived, and I realized, like, oh, God, I don't even know what's in a margarita. I've got to do something because I'm competing.
What is in a margarita?
Like tequila and like lime
juice.
juice and like salt and shit.
Yeah.
So all this, the few days prior, I was saying like, oh, I've got the Schmidt family signature recipe. It's a signature recipe. It's going to blow you guys out of the water.
This
So
was at work, right?
Yes, sir. So on my lunch break on Friday, I walk over to the Walgreens and I buy 2 2-liter bottles of Fanta orange soda. And then I walk over to the liquor store and I buy a bottle of 1800 Gold tequila. And I come back to the office and I'm ready to compete. So the Schmidt super secret signature margarita recipe that I had just been raving about for the past 72 hours was just 3 parts tequila, 1 part Fanta. And it was awesome because as a competitor, I was entitled to try everyone else's margarita. So there's, is the camera rolling? Will they see the visual?
Yeah.
There are pictures of me on my company Facebook, and my arm is like this, like the, like Rosie the Riveter sort of look, but like just lined across my body are 6 different cups with the other 6 different margaritas. So I get hammed. I didn't lose the margarita contest. I think I came in 6th out of 7th with my signature recipe of orange soda and tequila, which is hilarious. But my memory of the evening at the office kind of fades out. I come to, and we're outside of this club in River North, Chicago, which is sort of like, the club and neighborhood, like a little higher class. And I walk in with a bunch of my coworkers, and they all sit down at a table that's maybe like 5 feet away from the dance floor. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a dance floor here. I'm going to go dance. So I go on the dance floor, and I do, and the camera's still rolling, so they'll see my signature dance move. I do a little bit of this,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I dance for all of a minute and a half, and I'm like, okay, I'm thirsty. I'm going to go back to my table and talk with my friends. I go back. All my coworkers have left the table. And it's like, oh, shit. Legally blind guy in a place he's never been before, and there are no friends around. Also, I've been drinking all night. Now I've got to pee. So survival instincts kick in, and I find the very next person closest to me. So I, walk up to her, and I tug on her sleeve, and I very nobly and very majestically say, hey, I have to go pee. Would you mind walking to the bathroom with me? And she turns around and she looks at me and she says, No problem at all. I work with special needs kids. I'm used to helping people like you.
Okay.
Wow.
And I would have been super offended if I didn't have to piss so badly. I'm like, yeah, that's me, special needs. Yeah, let's go find the pee-pee place. Like, come on.
Should have fucking pissed on her on the way.
That comes later. But so off we go, arm in arm, and thank God I found her because this place is like 5 stories tall.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And I was like a fucking labyrinth finding the bathroom. Meanwhile, we're going down arm in arm, and she's just telling me, I'm married. Why am I here? I shouldn't be here. I'm married. What am I doing here?
Oh,
I'm
shit.
married. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? And I'm like, wow, that sounds like quite the conundrum, Missy. I really have to pee, so let's keep moving. And so I go pee.
She's like, do I have to hold it for you? I deal with this all the time.
That I wish, but that's not at all what occurred. So I piss. Thank God it was like 10 pounds of weight off of my mind and off of my bladder. And I leave the bathroom, and she's there, and she walks me back to the table where I tell her to walk me back to, because I say, oh, my friends will be back here any second now. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And so we like stand there on the dance floor very, very awkwardly for 5 minutes. And after the 5-minute wait, she's like, oh, so where are your friends? And I was like, ugh. They're not coming for me. Just show me where the exit is. I've had enough of this night. So she walks me to the exit. We leave the club together. Like, technically speaking, we didn't like go anywhere together, but we left the club. She walked me outside. And I pull out my phone and I give it GPS directions, or I ask for GPS directions back to my office. And it's like a 4-mile walk. It's midnight. I'm in downtown Chicago. I'm legally blind, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm over tonight. So I just start walking, and I make it to one of the busier streets close to my office, and I'm walking, and this gang of Lithuanians approaches me.
Yeah.
And I know they're Lithuanian because they told me after the fact that they were Lithuanian. But they approach me and they're like, hello, where are you going? We will walk with you. Well, that was what the head of the gang said, because no one else spoke English. So it was me and this guy walking, and his 4 cronies behind him. And we're just walking, and we find out that we're going to more or less the same place. They're going to a bar and grill that's like 2 blocks north from where I work. And we're just walking along, heading west. And he stops, and he says, let me ask you a question. What is life like not being able to see? And I say, well, it's funny you should ask. It's, it's kind of a nuisance, but you get used to it and you just kind of roll with it.
Is this while you're grabbing his throat?
That certainly not. No, that he had all his friends with him.
You're fucked up, dude.
Okay.
But so I explain, like it's a pain in the ass, but you can't bitch and moan because there's nothing you can do. So you just kind of roll with it and you make the best of things. And I have a pretty okay life. And he stops and he looks at me and he says, no, you are wrong. Your life is shit. You cannot drive. You cannot see girl. You live terrible life. And so that shit on top of, oh, I help special needs kids just like you. Like, it was a banner fucking day for old Big Billy B. And so I resign and I say, yeah, you're right. Let's just get me back to the office where there's beer in the fridge and I can drink my woes away and hopefully forget about this too. So we do. We walk in silence. They invite me to go drink with them. I decline because they don't seem like the type of fun person I want to drink with after that sort of uplifting little pep talk I had with him. And I called a Lyft and I went home. But that's just like one night in the life of a disabled person.
I actually did that once to John. I was like, no, John, your life sucks. Quit lying.
Yes, you are full of shit. Tell me true. You hate yourself. You want to hang from ceiling fan. No? It's like... well,
What do you think of that? What?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That's Almost like that cancerous comment.
Yeah.
So what would you have done? Would you just kept following the group?
I mean, if they were going to buy drinks or something, you know.
yeah, right. That's
I would-
me too.
They think your life sucks, so might as well just buy you some drinks or something like that.
I mean,
so.
yeah, put your arm around and be like, "Does your
Yeah.
life suck too? Can we be best friends?"
Yeah, wasn't really looking.
Does your life suck too? Shut up, it does. You're Lithuanian, and your other friends don't talk. No, I don't know. I don't know what I would have said. I really don't know how I would have fucking reacted.
Wasn't looking to pick these guys up. I was really ready to put as much distance between me and them as possible. And that's
Yeah.
not like a slight against the Lithuanian people. Just
No.
these guys seem to be like, or at least the leader, the spokesperson for the gang,
Yeah.
was a fucking downer. And just add that to already the downer of an evening I had with all my friends abandoning me. It I really wasn't in the mood for it. And the funniest part of it all was on Monday I go back to work and everyone's like, "Hey dude, we saw you leave the club with that girl. That was pretty nice." And I was like, "You motherfucker. You saw me? You watched me like just dejectedly leave the club and you weren't like, 'Oh, let's go check on Bill. I wonder if he's okay. He's like with this stranger.' Like, oh, they're going to the bathroom together." Like, no, they watched
No,
it
they
all
were fucking
unfold.
placing bets. Like
That-
what base you're gonna get to, and if you're going fucking like sliding in.
Yeah, and that was it was the talk of the fucking office that Bill left this club with this girl, not understanding that like how just condescendingly she had spoken to me and how sad I was feeling. But how could they have known? They left me.
Yeah.
They would not have known.
Speaking, I was gonna say, speaking of like shit that you do at your office, do you have stuff that you do like at your office, like goofy little contests or anything? No,
No, not really. Nothing like that.
you don't do anything like that.
No.
Cause I got a quick story I got to tell you that's fucking made me laugh my ass. Well, it was a typical what I guess what my girlfriend would say would be a Phil moment. Have I ever told you how I get in trouble for mooching food at work?
No,
I never took. So
maybe a little, but
Okay.
I'm dying to hear about it.
Okay. Here, you guys are refilling.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so refill. I'm gonna check how much battery is on the camera.
Okay. All right. So I was going to do this seamlessly. John got the signal. I was like, I pointed at my empty glass. He picked up on it, which, thank you.
All right, we're good. Do you need a cigarette?
Always.
Can you open a window?
None of these windows open. They're foamed. Sorry.
John
man.
hates how smoky it is.
No, I just like could barely see anything in here.
Well, we're gonna put the disco lights on so I can dance my seizure dance. You know.
Welcome to my world, John.
Not the right thing to say.
Dude, the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Anyways, so my work, we have this really fucking cheesy shit. Okay, it's every fucking month. I'm not even gonna mention because I don't want to get in trouble or some shit with the mentioning work or companies or some shit.
Sure.
My job, I stalk truckers all day, but they have a lot of fancy names of what you do. I do a lot of fancy shit on the computer, and I have this fancy name. But before this, I'm not even gonna get into it. Point is that it's a really fucking cheesy ass job. It's a Fortune 500 company, dispatching truck company. Okay, and every month they have these really goofy, cheesy. I don't know if you want to put the mic closer, or whatever. But so they have these really cheesy things every month. Like we have they keep raising money for this children's hospital, and they have like
Losers.
so they but they do these like, oh, we're gonna have bingo at this company, and this percentage of the money goes to the children's hospital. And they were doing all these cheesy fucking things. Office Survivor, you know, or
Wait, what was Office Survivor?
they literally like they set up everything to get like there's a trivia game, and it'll be based on like a show like Game of Thrones or something, and then you go from that to like I think it was like a chess game or some shit. I honestly don't even remember all of it because I don't go to these things. Like I go to it in interest because it gets you an hour free, so you're getting, it's like kind of like lunch, but you're getting paid for it and just looking at stupid shit.
Sure.
So recently, I think more people started realizing how fucking stupid this shit is. So they
fuck children's hospitals.
Well, no, they're like I'd rather just be like, all right, donate for this fucking kid, because they need it, rather than do these cheesy fucking ways of doing it. So I think that's what they did, and so this job, you know what they do? They have. We had first day we had a table set up in the middle of like the entire company, where you draw pictures for the children, and they have a collage, and they're like, oh, you know, they're terminal children. Don't put anything like get well. It'll make, so obviously I drew Nelson from Simpsons, you know, ha ha. No, but they you're supposed to draw something for them, and they kept doing these things. So I delete all my emails. I don't pay attention, and
Sure.
I'm just like, I'm not gonna pay attention to this shit. And then I guess there's more people like me because they do these stupid fucking things. So now they had 3 fucking terminal children skipping through our rows with baskets. Do you want a raffle for us? We're not going to be alive in a month. Like, that's what they started doing.
Wait, they say that? That's their sales pitch?
Well, I mean, if it's true, I guess it's a good sales pitch. But they were just like, please, we need money for the children. So they were doing that shit. And here's the part that's kind of, I left work Friday fucking pissed, because here's what happened. I get in trouble at work for mooching off food. I didn't know there's like 100 different teams, and there's like over 30,000 people at this job, or I don't know how many, maybe 3,000. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but am I over exaggerating, John?
Yeah. 30,000 seems like
that's
quite a bit.
the population of, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, the point is, okay. So when I was on a team where I got moved and I was on a stressful team, they're like, "Oh, you made some sales. We're getting you. I made 10 grand, but you fucks get a pizza." So they bought a pizza, and our team would never get a pizza. So I'd be like, "Oh shit, there's leftovers. Who is this for?" "Oh, it's for anybody." So I grabbed it, and it happened to me like 3 times where I coincidentally run into these fucking leftover pizzas. So one time I almost actually got fired because the CEO, this company is international, and the one that provides the most work is at my location. The CEO is having a meeting. They have this fancy buffet with the best pizza, the best salad, and they're walking out, and I'm just walking in and running through the fucking garden, just like, all right, yeah. You know, this is good. Man, why'd you guys order this shit? You know, and then somebody tells me, yo, dude, that's the CEO. Don't fucking do that again. I actually had to have a face-to-face meeting. Point is, here's what happens. Thursday, I had too much cappuccino, and all day I'm thinking about Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know why. I just went into this fiending Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's like, ooh, I want some shitty food.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like,
bad ambiance.
Oh, yeah, I need chicken. And so I fucking run. I'm like, all right, cover me, man. I got to get some Buffalo Wild Wings right now. I'm spicy garlic. No, Thai. No, chili pepper. And I'm like, dude, just cover me for an hour. I'm getting some chicken. And I run out and I get it. And guess what? I deleted an email because our company was having a hot wing contest now. Instead of some stupid fucking pussy at Twister or Battleship or Officer Survivor or terminal kids skipping around, you know, we're having a hot wing contest. So this guy that's covering me thinks that I'm like, oh, I love doing these things. I'm going to practice because I need to practice up for the hot wings.
Sure.
So here's what happens to me. I eat that shit on the way back because I have a shitload of cappuccino. So the walk back, I'm already done. Like, I have an orange face and I'm done with that shit.
Just ready to shit yourself and get on with the day.
Yeah. So that was Thursday. Friday.
Hot wing contest.
Hot wing contest. I don't know about it at all. They were already asking for volunteers, already registered. So I'm like, oh fuck, there's a shitload of people over the table. Why is there? Are they finally choosing the lucky, you know, picture of Nelson, you know, for the terminally ill kids? And I go over there, and I guess I walked over there when I clocked out. There was just people walking away from a whole shitload of plates of hot wings, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Cha-ching.
I'm like, who is this for? And they're like, oh, no, it's for anybody. It's just there's like 2 people that's right. I'm like, what do you mean that they didn't finish it? And they're like, yeah. So I just take a plate and I literally down like 7, like right away. And I guess you're supposed to eat 7 within 20 minutes and then not drink anything for. So I ate like fucking 7 just all at once because I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to eat. I don't want to make dinner at home. And they're like, dude, why the fuck didn't you sign up for this? I'm like, sign up for what? I'm just looking for some free food, motherfucker. Like, and so I guess I was so fucking pissed because now I'm literally gonna read every fucking email so I could win that hot wing contest. Because I didn't even, and it wasn't even that hot, I guess. Because I mean, I ate it. I haven't had it like I haven't shat yet, so maybe it's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh, you're in for a treat, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, but that's what happened. I was mooching for more food, and they didn't tell me about the fucking contest. Those assholes.
Well, as long as you don't go through the garbage, I think that's where the line can be drawn. Like, sure, eat the CEO's pizza, eat the hot wing leftovers, but when you start like, ooh, there was pizza here. Let me check.
Yeah.
Rummaging through the garbage. I think that's where the line can be drawn. So I think you're good.
Well, I'm definitely winning that fucking next contest. And you never have that at your.
No, but it reminds me of when we cook up pizzas for testing for quality testing.
John, tell the people what you do.
Yeah, so I'm a quality guy at a company that makes pizzas, frozen pizzas. So yeah, we make a bunch of pizzas and we test it, do a sensory evaluation. And then when we're done, there's still a ton of pizza left over. So we take it to the cafeteria and it's just like a bunch of people just swarming the pizzas, like a bunch of vultures. Like they know at this time this happens and they just start eating.
I'm not a vulture, man.
So what? You work for a company that doesn't exclusively do pizzas. You don't work for the pizza company. You're like an outside contractor, kind of?
Correct.
And so you get these deals with these pizza places, and your coworkers in other departments are like, oh shit, it's pizza day. I'm going to get me a piece of that.
Yeah, but it's like, it's every day, so.
So you more or less work for a pizza company.
Yeah.
Are there pizzas that you guys have that people aren't really interested in? They're like, ooh, today they're doing quality for Uncle Slappy's Piss Pizza. Like, let's leave the lunchroom.
Every day, it's just, they just, free food, people react to free food.
Pineapple taco salad flavor,
The buffalo pizza is kind of a, they love that pizza, but
they love it?
that doesn't, there's a lot of bathroom visits after that one.
Sure. So describe the facility. Describe the bathroom layout. How many stalls? How many people are in the facility? Is it like a pretty massive complex? Like bathrooms on every floor? Is it a multi-floor building?
No, it's probably like 100 people.
Okay.
So it's not a very big place, but
so single floor, 2
yeah,
floors.
single floor.
Okay.
Single.
How many
level.
bathrooms?
2.
How many stalls in each bathroom?
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it gets full at the Buffalo.
Sure.
Buffalo testing.
So, thinking about the fact that you're in quality assurance, do you feel sort of guilty after these people eat the pizzas and then immediately experience bowel discomfort? Does that come into play in your evaluation of a pizza?
Or is that just your thing?
Is that what the pizza companies are going for? They're like, we're going to make this pizza, it's going to taste great, and it's going to make people regular again. Mm-hmm.
Well, like if you eat a whole bunch of buffalo sauce, it's what do you expect? These people eat like 15 slices of buffalo pizza.
Sure.
Is that your defense when you get complaints? What do you expect, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's.
I feel like that would be a great quality department in and of itself, like everyone else at that company, like eating the pizza, and it's like it was great, it was free, shit like a madman afterwards, but it was free. I don't care. So you go back to the company and say, hey, they really, really liked the fact that they didn't have to pay for it, but the diarrhea, like can we mix let's redevelop the recipe so people aren't shitting their brains out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John?
no, that hasn't been brought up yet, but
So is it the sort of situation where you're so tired of pizza that you don't want to ever eat pizza, or is it just kind of one of those things like you just roll with it?
Frozen pizza. Yeah, I don't eat frozen pizza anymore outside of work.
Did you used to love it and then this kind of jaded you, or have you never really been a frozen pizza guy?
No, I always ate frozen pizza, but now
Until
yeah.
I
I mean, there's still some really good frozen pizzas, but
Oh, for sure.
the ones I make, at least, I get after eating it every single day, you get sick of it.
So you're the quality guy for these frozen pizzas, and you yourself will never ever buy any of these pizzas. But
Yes.
But it's not even your opinion. It's not like a taste test, right? It's more like how many pepperoni are on a slice. Is it that sort of like metric? Like,
Yeah,
how
you got
big is a slice?
You got the sensory evaluation, so it's like, texture, visual, appearance, texture.
Texture in your mouth, right?
Yeah,
You don't
not
like.
like you don't touch the pizza, caress the pizza or anything like
Oh
that.
man.
And smell and yeah.
And so they really don't care how it affects your bowel movements. They're just like, well, I mean, is the texture there? Do we have good texture? Great. Solid. Sell them. We've tested 1 out of every 2,000 of these pizzas. We're good to go. I just think it's
Yeah.
interesting. I know a lot of friends that worked in restaurants, which I know isn't the exact same thing, but I've had friends that worked at Dairy Queen and other franchises where they absolutely refuse to eat at the establishments where they worked. I myself, my experience in food service involved Noodles and Company, and I love that shit. Oh my God.
Well, how long did you work there for?
I worked there for 3 years. It was my high school job, so I was there 16, 17, 18, and I was dish and bus. And whenever anyone fucked up an order or a customer was dissatisfied, they would bring the dish back and leave it on one of the prep tables for me as like some sort of offering. Like, here, Bill, this is for you. Enjoy. And so I was, like in between washing dishes, I would just like stuff my face with like just hundreds of thousands of grams of carbs. And it was great. And I have no bad blood towards Noodles and Company at all. Whereas I feel like, and definitely I know that friends of mine that are like, yeah, dude, used to work at a Popeyes, never eating that shitty chicken again. Or, oh, hey, I worked at a Dairy Queen, don't order the ice cream. I never had any of that anxiety. I was all about it. Do you feel that sort of way? Like, do you think this job has kind of ruined?
Well,
pizza for you?
you don't
Not pizza, just that frozen pizza. I'll still eat frozen pizza. I just won't buy the pizza we make. So.
you don't think
Gotcha.
that's what every job though? Like I was gonna say, like everywhere you work, you're not gonna be really proud of where you work, or at least you're gonna grow sick of it.
Sure. Well, I think it depends on the industry. Like, I work in real estate, and I'm not going to say, like, oh my God, real estate agents, they're so superficial. I'm never buying a house. Like, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Nor,
Unless you're like, you want to be like an adventurer and live in a tent.
which I am not, nor do I ever want to do that. But just so I can get it on record, I do not think all real estate agents are superficial. I love real estate agents. I love the industry. Thank you.
Okay. I was gonna say I fucking hate when there's people who are overly representative of their place. Cause like I gotta mention her, man. That bitch that I work. Okay, no, she wasn't a bitch.
Well, you're talking to the guy who's wearing his company's hat right now.
Yeah.
So is that an example of over representation?
No. But there's people where it run like right now. Over-representation is like we'd be sitting here talking about nothing but your company and how much you love it and the benefits. You'd have your fucking information packet to give to us. Cuz okay. No, this girl, okay, she wasn't a bitch. She was like a cunt. So it's an evolved Pokemon level of bit, but she okay. Cuz I got a panic attack from working with this person. Did I ever tell you about that?
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I worked with this person. And she was like a nut job because like I would sit right next to her and she'd be the kind of person where we're just like, oh, say we're sitting together at during whatever real estate, and I'm like, oh yeah, so Bill, did you take care of that house? And you just tell me, oh yeah, you know what, I put in the paperwork, I got this step to take care of. You just tell me face to face. She got to the point where she was so fed up with me that she wanted everything in writing in case she gets in trouble for bitching me out. So I'd be like, oh yeah, so what do we do today? What's busy today? And she'd be like, and then type it out in an email and send it to me when I'm sitting right next to her. And she was okay. So all this shit for like 6 months, I'm just dealing with this day to day. And she wasn't some like super like yuppie, super overly white, just like just a typical yuppie, whatever, Mad Men, whatever you want to call, office lady. She was like this nerdy, or likes to be called a nerdy chick into Star Wars, just somebody you'd see at a Comic-Con, and she just fucking, like, little by little, I realized how much of a psycho she is, because here's the thing. I'm like, oh, all right. So one day I asked her, because I would tell her these little things. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're Dwight from The Office. Oh, really? Thanks. So are we gonna get going on this job? I'm like, so do you even know what I said? Do you know? No, I never watched The Office. And then I showed it to her, and she's just like, oh yeah, I love Star Wars. She wasn't offended by being Dwight at all, because she just loved her fucking job. And then you know what I found out?
That she had never seen an episode of The Office.
Yeah. What a cunt, right? No, dude. Okay, I asked her, I'm like, how did you even get here at this company? Since it's like international. You know how she got there, dude?
How did she get there?
Because I saw her profile. I'm like, you look like a completely different person on your profile. It's like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm from Nevada. And she's like, don't talk to this person at this office. I'm like, why? It's like, does he ever say anything about spanking me? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Spanking you? Is that how you get in a higher position at this job? Because I don't know, if it's a little money, I don't mind it. But I got to see a picture. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? She's from Vegas. I'm like, okay, so what did you do there? She's like, oh, I used to be in a law firm, and I used to deliver Wayne Newton's shit to his door every day. He didn't let me take any pictures, but he was a gentleman. And she's like my age, telling me that. I'm like, why didn't you fucking stay there? She goes, oh, I started talking to this Russian guy who's really into bondage, so I transferred over here. I'm like, so you fucking moved from Vegas to Chicago so you can get your ass spanked and beat up? She's like, well, I'm kind of into that stuff, but yeah, no, he was bad. And you know what was really fucked up is that on her picture, she had like this froey hair of just really nice curls, red lips. She looked really nice. Now she has hair like, you know how Mr. Bean has like just, it looks like clay. Like if he had a fucking like a jet plane, he's walking behind a jet plane and that wind's blowing at him, it wouldn't mess up. It's just fucking,
right.
It wouldn't. He like that episode. He touched a static ball, but his hair wouldn't stick up. That's how her hair looked. It's that short too. And I'm thinking, holy fuck, this all makes sense, because she likes getting her hair torn out while she's doggy style. And then I'm just like, wait a minute, so it never gets too much? And she's like, well, I'm actually really into Polish guys now. Not you though, but I'm dating the Polish guy. I'm like, oh, because he beats you less, right? It's like, kind of. Well, I mean, whenever I'm feeling a little stressed out, I go back to the Russian. Like, oh, okay. So now, yeah, actually, I'm kind of want to go back to work now for once after hearing this shit, So and then I just kept hearing all this shit, and I got a panic attack at work. And speaking of the disability thing, after I got my panic attack, like the ambulance picked me up, checked my blood. They're like, yeah, you had a panic attack because did you were you unconscious? Were you conscious? And I told them like what I felt, and they're like, yeah, that was a panic attack. After that, every single day, she's like, yeah, today's gonna be real busy. Look at your load. Look at your fucking board. I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, do you need me to help you? You're not gonna go into one of those things again. I'm like, what one of those things? You want me to pull some more fucking hair out? Like what the? I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty stressful. I don't know what else. You don't have any workers like that at your or you guys don't deal with people like this?
Like people into bondage.
People who like to get spanked and their hair torn out. No, like just people that you're like, yeah, these people are too fucking psycho about their job. They have no other identity but this job, you know? Like, this job is everything to them.
I mean, no, like, but that's not really like the picture that you painted. You didn't paint a picture of a devoted employee. You painted a picture of someone who really enjoys rough sex. And so I can't really speak to like my coworkers' sex lives.
It's hard to remember how much description I'm giving.
No, I understand.
No, she's really nuts about her job.
Oh, okay.
She's really nuts. And the worst part is everyone on that team besides her and me are salary.
Okay.
So she would like stay till like fucking. We'd start at like 5 or 6 a.m. and she'd stay till 10 p.m.
Getting that overtime.
Well, no, they didn't let her get overtime. She just do it because I'm gonna get moved up, and she's doing this for like a year or two. You know,
so she just clocks out and keeps working, or what?
Yeah. Because she keeps trying to get moved up, and I'm just like, you know what? I guess you got to mention to the boss that he can tear your hair out. You know, instead of like, oh, I'll suck your cock. No, you can tear my hair out, and you can put cigarettes out on me and shit. No, but
well, she doesn't really have hair anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to touch whatever's on her head if it is hair or not, but
so my answer is,
do you have people that are that devoted where like I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like she kind of went through a breakdown after she realized, oh, this isn't the sex that I want, but I have to stay at this job, so now I'm just going to go supreme over this job.
I mean, I work in real estate, so it's sort of an interesting dynamic where
I guess what I'm saying is our generation, you know, you think about like shit you see in movies when there's like an office scene. Well, before the show The Office came out, the people are just like robots. You know, this is my job, this is my life, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch a sports game, and I'm gonna do nothing else but work on my stocks. You know, like there's people. It's okay to express yourself now. It's okay to be an individual, and I feel like I almost feel bad because she lost all that shit because she didn't get spanked the right way or whatever.
No, she's expressing herself in the bedroom, and that's her way of doing it. That's her football game, if you will. So I think she's quite content where she's at. And if she's not, there's always the Russian guy who will get her back on track. But to answer your question, no, I don't know anyone that's like excessively obsessed with my company. I've got coworkers that'll send emails on their own time at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my company culture, I guess. They're passionate. As far as their sex lives go, I can't say if they're into bondage or not, but no, to that extreme, no, I say no.
There wasn't any extreme situations like that at your job? Or how about you, John? Like,
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, there's people that are hourly and they do stay like, you know, ridiculous hours for, you know, 12, 13-hour days and all week.
I guess what my point is this is my first office job. Before, you know, I was flood emergency, vacuuming up shit, renovating houses, welding, and so it was like shocking to me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to an office job now. I have to be that, you know, super fucking just like conservative, very stick in the ass, just like robot. And I guess what my point is that like you really realize what kind of weirdos are out there in every place, you know.
See, my office culture is not like that at all. It's not like what you think of, you know, when you see Office Space, like, oh, it sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays. Like, it's a very relaxed, very
that's what I was
casual setting.
expecting.
And is that what you got?
Obviously, no.
Well, with the exception of our one friend who is apparently very open about her sex life. What is the dynamic like at your office? Like, is it a lot of like go-getters, like button-up collar shirts?
No,
like,
well, there's like a segregated side, which is really funny, which is exactly like that. And then there's a side where they're just like, you know, it's 2017. Nobody has jobs. These pieces of shit are desperate. So we'll just let them do whatever the hell they want as long as they do their job.
Sure. What's the turnover rate like? Do people stay at your company very long? Or is it like, oh, hey, it's Monday. There's a new team here. Oh, now it's Tuesday. Everyone left, and now it's a whole new cast of characters. Or is it pretty...
If you're in the... I started out in a call center. The
Okay.
call center, there's new people every 2 months.
Okay.
And by that I mean like 15 new people. Because what they told me, and it cost me a fucking panic attack, is they're like, dude, if you can make it here for 3 to 6 months max, then you could deal with this shit.
Sure.
So
Then
and some people can. So I've had there's a person right next to me who broke a keyboard over his desk because he is like this very like super political skater type guy, and he's just,
Sure.
I don't know.
He was just waiting for the moment
Yeah.
to make his statement.
It's like, I'm an individual and I don't do this shit even though I applied here and wanted to fucking make some money.
And I fucking hate keyboards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he let his voice be heard.
He should have had like a stress ball, or I guess in his case like a little tech deck to grind over to you know?
It was probably a Monday. Nobody likes Mondays. Are you letting a cigar fill?
Yeah. I'm trying to not make those little squeaky fart noises on here though. I already lit my foam thing on fire.
Well, as long as you're not
But then we'll know whose is whose, you know.
as long as you're not eating pork rinds, I think we're good.
Okay. yeah. Did you notice that on the first one?
I did, yeah.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know. It was.
Get fucked up, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're moving on. No more Chuck Palahniuk discussion.
Palahniuk?
The author of the book. Fight Club was a book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. I don't remember the name, but I did read about that. Oh,
Yeah.
I read about all like.
Didn't you read the book?
I didn't read it. No.
No. Oh.
Did you read it?
No, I didn't. But I heard it's exactly the same, like word for word, except
Yeah.
for the ending.
It's much better than the movie.
Much, but
Just like the Harry Potter movies. You know?
I felt like that about Clockwork Orange.
That the book was better.
Well, I think both have their own path. Have you heard about the ending to Clockwork Orange?
In the book?
Yeah. Well, the movie cuts off the ending of the book. They don't give, like, I don't know, say you heard about that, where like say the movie goes up to, I don't know, chapter 12, then chapter 13 is missing in the movie. Did you guys hear about that, or you don't know that?
I've never read the book, nor have I seen the movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've seen the beginning. I feel like there was a lot of rape.
Yeah.
Is that the beginning of the movie? Is that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like someone was singing in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another
Is
rape
it-
scene.
And you know that fucking guy who made that song
Sued them?
Yeah, because it's like everyone who hears it. This was supposed to be a song I made for my wife for people to dance to, and everyone wants to rape somebody now. When they, but yeah, no. Or did you know the ending?
No, not to the book.
Okay, so long story short, the whole movie is about this. I'm sure most people know what Clockwork Orange. You know, this guy in a gang raping people and killing people, and then he gets caught.
Sure.
And then they put him under that, what was that Novocaine or whatever the process, I forgot what it's called, where they make him.
Hypnosis.
It's been years, man. I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah. He gets a chance to get out of prison to kill his gang who turned him in, because he gets a chance and he wants to get out to kill his gang quicker for ratting him out because he was like a dick in his gang. So he's like, oh yeah, you know, the Ludovico treatment, and what it was, they gave him this pill where every time there's something evil or bad, he's gonna start feeling sick and like passing out. So at the end of the movie, they realize it's like torturing, that it's mind fucking you, like, because who can judge what's good or evil at every single moment? So they take him off the treatment and they release him because of all the shit he went through. And then, you know, the movie ends like, oh yes, I'm back to normal. I'm gonna go rape some more. And and like that's just how it ends, which is great for the movie because of like the visuals and even the actor because his fucking grin. But in the book, it's like he gets out and then he's like, oh, you know what? Rape isn't that fun anymore. You know, I'm gonna try and have a family life. Oh, what if those are my kids? You know what? It's not good to be a bad person and do these things. I think I'm gonna raise a family, do good, go have a picnic in the park, and that's pretty. And I'm glad they left it out of the movie because then the movie leaves kind of like a hook to be like, oh, what's next, you know? And the book kind of like had a stereotypical happy ending, you know?
Nothing wrong with a happy ending. I don't know. That's just me. He was...
Well, what if you're Tanya and you're getting spanked and your hair torn out? What's a happy ending then? Is it good or bad, depending if it's a Russian or a Polak, right?
Oh, it's about $75, but I don't know, he's reformed. It's a testament to the prison system.
Yeah.
Way to go, world. That it all worked out.
You know what I wanted to mention, though?
Do tell.
Since we went to Riot Fest 2017.
Correct.
And I wanted to review some of it, or to give our experience.
I have a story to tell about that.
Okay.
Should I tell the story?
Yeah.
All right. So Friday night of Riot Fest, Nine Inch Nails headlined, and it was so fucking awesome. I think that was like hands down the best performance
of
I
all
saw
3 days, right?
at Riot Fest.
I agree.
Nine Inch Nails was just on point, and I myself have never been a big Nine Inch Nails fan, but they did such a great job. But I mean, I went to Riot Fest all 3 days with Mr. Phil, and he is very much about getting footage and getting really close to the stage, and I'm more about conflict avoidance. So I stayed to the back. So I wound up in the middle of the crowd, and to the right of me for the entirety of the show was like this 11, 12-year-old girl. It was an all-ages show. Everyone can come to Riot Fest. So to my right was this 11, 12-year-old girl just singing along to every word of every song that Nine Inch Nails played. And it was fantastic because I love seeing that passion. I absolutely love like diehard music fans. Like, right on, good for you.
How old was she?
Like 11 or 12. I swear to God.
Were her parents next to her?
I didn't notice them. If they were behind her.
Yeah.
But she was right to my right.
Yeah, Mom, do I bite the hand that feeds? Now I do.
Should I bow down to the one I serve?
Yeah.
Am I going to get what I deserve? Yeah. No, it brings up
Only tonight.
It brings up all sorts of ethical questions. So I was there, and this girl was grooving, and I really have never been a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. That's not to say I don't like them. I've just never really listened to their music. I know their songs. I know their big songs. And they started playing one of their big songs, and this girl did not miss a beat, and she was just singing along with every word. And the chorus of this particular song was, how does it go? It's, I want to fuck you like an animal. I want to feel you from the inside. I want to fuck you like an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God. Which is, it's a great song, and I love that song, unless there's a minor singing it maybe 5 inches to my right. I felt like a fucking felon during the show.
So you didn't like put your hand around her and start singing along?
Certainly not, no. And the irony is that song is called Closer, and I could not get far enough away from that stage.
Yeah.
So I went over to one of the empty stages where no one was performing, just in case the police showed up.
Yeah.
And they're not going to blame me. And so I just imagine what everyone thought, just Bill with his cane standing in front of an empty stage, like, should we go help him? Do you think he's okay? Do you think he needs a hand? Should we bring him closer to the music? No, he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. And so that was the best show.
The cops were like, "Oh yeah, just chill out. I like this song."
Well, it was the best show of Riot Fest, but that was the most uncomfortable situation I have been in quite some time, frankly.
Yeah.
So that's one of my Riot Fest stories. Phil, do you have any stories?
I guess I I think one of the awkwardest moment, not I guess kind of awkward, but well okay, yeah. So it was an awkward moment right before Wu-Tang.
So that was Saturday night.
Yeah. I really wanted to see Wu-Tang, and I heard, I don't remember, there was just, when they released the lineup, they're just like, here's all the bands that are going to play through a whole fucking album. And I thought they were going to play Enter the 36 Chambers.
I heard that too, yeah.
Have you listened to Wu-Tang?
No, I don't.
Did you ever like them or no?
I haven't really listened to them, so I don't.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus, no?
That's
Or,
Enter the Wu-Tang Clan, it's like their album.
yeah. Or what Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. No?
No.
All right. Well, I'm like trying. I'm like there. I'm like, dude, I got to get footage of like my favorite songs on there, and that's the only album that I like. So I was really hoping they'd play shit that I know, and I'm like moving towards. By the way, I'm that asshole who like when I love the pit. Well, I don't like mosh pitting. But I'm not afraid of it, so I love it when it starts. I'm like, yeah, I'm moshing. No, I'm just pushing through you idiots to get to the front and get some better footage and just be close. And that was like every fucking band. I was like 3 people away from the front because I'm just swinging my way through. Well, Wu-Tang was awkward no matter what the fuck happened to you, even if you weren't me, because I felt like there was just a shitload of people at that day, and that didn't come for Riot Fest, didn't ever go to a punk show, and they were just like, we're here for Wu-Tang, we're going to hear our old hits, we're fucking here for Wu-Tang Clan, ain't nothing to fuck with, and we're going to see it. And they're suddenly like this crowd of like, oh yeah, I hit you, it's all good, man, hit me back. Like there's instead of this like nice community, it was a shitload of like these fucking like, the Billabong wearing like car racing guys with their fucking 10 number 10 girls by their side with them, making sure their makeup's good before they go on and shit.
Wait, what's a number 10 girl?
Well, just 10 out of 10, just fucking 10.
Okay.
Just fucking beautiful, just like this Jersey Shore Barbie doll basically. And they're like, all right, nobody get around, nobody touch my girl. So there's this half of the crowd is like, yo dude, let's fucking pile to the front like it's a goddamn a riot at Riot Fest. And then there's these people, yeah, everybody get away, this is my bitch, okay? So there's just this group of huge people who are not, they never been to a show and they're gonna see Wu-Tang. And then there's me, who I'm like, dude, I want to fucking see these guys. So I'm just chilling there kind of in the middle awkwardly, like, all right, when is the crowd gonna start pushing front? And there's this girl next to me.
Was she 11 or 12? Was it the same girl?
No. But maybe, I don't know, maybe, no. She looked like she was 12. I think she was 40 though, because she had like the nutsack wrinkles. But so she goes up, and seriously, she did. She just looked like that sheltered chick who never even went to a show, let alone a fucking Wu-Tang show. And she's there with her fucking boyfriend, who's a hardcore Wu-Tang fan. And I think she was trying to mingle with the crowd, like, oh, so what album are they playing? Are they playing the one with that song, Check the Rhyme, or the one with rhyme in it, or the one that rhymes? I'm like, I don't. She's asking her boyfriend. And he kind of like looked at me like he wishes he could say, just shut the fuck up, But then she goes up to me, and this is the crowd still hasn't like pushed up. And she's like, oh, so who is it going to be? The whole Wu-Tang? Is it going to be the whole Wu-Tang? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be here. Pretty sure besides ODB. And she's just like, you think I'm stupid or something? Yeah. What are they? He's dead. I'm like, I was like so close to be like, no, actually, you've never been to their show, huh? They're actually bringing his skeleton out on some puppet strings. And anyway, she just did not fit in. And then like the fucking bass drops, they start going, everybody's pushing through it, and like suddenly me, this gentleman that's like, oh, everyone's going to be there, the whole Wu-Tang Clan, ODB,
the entirety,
and then it's like, bitch, move to the front, and everyone's just trampling to the front. And not like I'm trampling because I'm excited, and it went from excited to pissed so quick
Yeah.
because all these guys with their fucking hose next to them, they're just like, man, what the hell is this? This is getting out of control. They're bringing the fucking ruckus, and you know, I'm like, dude, you're at a fucking show, and the worst thing this is when I got pissed because they're not playing all of 36 Chambers. I actually had to wait like 4 songs for them to play "Bringing the Ruckus," which is the first track.
What did they open with?
I didn't even know this. I don't think I knew the song, honestly.
Will you sing it for us? Do you remember it?
I don't remember it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I think when they came on, they only had, it was a song with 2 members, and it wasn't like Method Man or Redman. So it was like a song that's like, I don't know, like something, you know, where it's like, oh, it's only those 2 the whole song, and I understand they were trying to kind of like bring up each member slowly to kind of like bring it up, you know. But anyways, I'm behind this 300-pound fat monster. This fucking. He looked like Big Pun.
Did you get
know?
his number?
No, I would not. I would not want to get his. He
luck next
he
time.
smelled like Dino Bosco. He smelled like fucking like when you have swamp ass. I remember when I worked for that flood company and you don't shower for like 4 days because you're gonna be in shit the next day anyway. He smelled like he took a shit to cover up taking a shit. That's how he's and this guy, 300 pounds. There's like 5 foot tall like little punk girls or just little like those little like nice hoes, and he's just like every 5 seconds they're like pushing him to the front, and he's just fucking elbowing these girls in the face.
Like fucking.
You don't got hostess for me. You don't got.
Just throwing them
Like,
across.
I'm about to have a heart attack. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I was getting so pissed because I'm behind him. I'm like, dude, what do you expect? You're at a show. I don't care what show. You could be at like some, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen or Leonard Skinner. People are going to get chest to back up to the front. This is how it is. If you're fucking 300 pounds and you're going to reach like 400 degrees, you don't go to the front. Especially in the pit, especially at Riot Fest.
Yeah, and you can't get upset like, oh, why is everyone so close to me?
Yeah.
Like, you waive that right when you move to the front.
Yeah. So I'm like, I just got so pissed. And I got even more mad because I'm like, all right, fuck this. I'm getting out of here because I couldn't take his stench. I couldn't take his elbows. So I just...
And he wasn't giving you his number.
And he wasn't giving me his number, yeah. How do you get that figure, man? Give me your number. No, but so I literally I just jump on it because I'm like, dude, I'm 3 people away from the front. I'm not fucking like pushing through and accidentally hitting some girl with her fucking gangster boyfriend to hit me in the face. I'm like, fuck this. I'm just crowd surfing, you know? And I asked the guys behind me, I'm like, dude, lift me up. No, man, it's a bad idea. And I know it was a bad idea. I'm 220. So I'm probably doing worse for these 5 foot tall girls by them trying to push me to the front than this guy.
But you'll teach them a valuable lesson.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Nobody wants to lift me. I just ran up his back and just grabbed his bald dome and he just and they finally like they finally got me out of there. And oh my god! Right when they lift me up, Bring the Fucking Ruckus starts. So while I'm crowd surfing, I'm like fumbling for my phone.
Wait, do you mean Bring the Motherfucking Ruckus?
It could have been the edited version, the radio version.
Okay.
I don't remember because it was so exciting. And that was the other thing that made me even more excited, dude. Every time I saw Method Man, he looks like this scrawny, like Snoop Dogg twig. You know who Method Man is, like.
I haven't seen him, but I've heard of him.
Do you remember How High? That movie? No. Where him and Method Man go to Harvard?
Or Method Man and Redman?
Method Man and Redman, yeah.
No, I don't remember that one.
Okay, well, he looks like he's fucking like a heroin addict, skinny. And when he came on the stage, dude, he looked like he was 7 feet tall, out of the gym, like straight out of prison. There's nothing to do there, so I'm gonna lift, like pumped. And I'm like, I like was thinking about giving him a high five as they like crowd, but I'm like, dude, he's gonna knock me the fuck out. And so that was my
break your arm.
That was my awkward moment. And then I ran. And I think I heard At the Drive-In in the background.
Sure.
Because you remember At the Drive-In, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to have like their farewell tour, or I think they did after, but they were at Riot Fest. So I mean, I recognize all the songs over, the Wu-Tang, but I didn't get to see them.
A lot of different genres there, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while Phil was rubbing up on this 300-pound man, I was over at a different stage singing Streetlight Manifesto, which was fucking awesome, mostly because they made so much fun of Morrissey. They ripped on him so much.
That is good. I already like him.
Yeah. No, they're like, while we're performing, no one can serve vegetables. No vegetables.
Well, wait, why? Because what was that with Morrissey that
Well,
happened?
Morrissey wouldn't
You
let...
know who Morrissey is.
No.
The Smiths? No? No? Okay.
So Morrissey's an asshole. He was in... Was he in the Smiths?
Yeah, he was in the Smiths.
I thought
That's how he got famous.
I thought the singer of the Smiths killed himself, no?
Well, hopefully, because it was Morrissey.
Was it? Then
No,
who am
no.
I thinking of? Joy
Killed him.
Division? No.
Oh, Joy Division, yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Because, he killed himself, and then they made New Order.
Gotcha. Okay. So Morrissey is this guy from the Smiths, and he's all self-righteous. Last year at Riot Fest, so Riot Fest 2016, he would not perform unless everyone agreed to not eat meat, not prepare meat, just don't do anything with meat while Morrissey's on stage.
Any place there that was selling meat was shut down during his performance.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So Streetlight Manifesto takes the stage, and they're saying, no one is allowed to serve vegetables. Vegetables are gross. We don't like them. And we will not perform if people still insist on serving vegetables. And they were just fucking around, so of course they performed regardless. Even though no one wants to eat vegetables, Morrissey. But, so they played an awesome set while you were rocking out to Wu-Tang. I was over there. And then when they finished, they kindly said, thank you, Cleveland. Good night. And then they went back. They left. And this was really the only legitimate encore I saw where they actually left the stage. And then they came back and they said, oh, I guess there's an unwritten rule about Riot Fest. If you make fun of Morrissey, you get an extra song. And so then they played their encore. And it was fucking fantastic. Whereas like 9 Inch Nails, Trent was like, they don't want us to play anymore. Fuck that. I'm going to play another song. You know? It was like a very, very scripted, like, encore or like, all right, thank you, good night. But then everyone stays on stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we have one more for you, Chicago. Thank you, Riot Fest. But Streetlight, like, left the stage, and it was like, people started leaving, and then they came back out. It was fucking awesome. And then we cut some of Prophets.
Yeah,
of
Prophets
Rage,
Rage,
right?
yeah. You know what that is?
No. Saturday. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Was Prophets Sunday? No, Prophets was Saturday.
Yeah. Because Saturday was like the best lineup.
Yeah. It was awesome. So for those who don't know, it was all the original members of Rage Against the Machine, minus Zach De La Rocha. And instead of Zach De La Rocha, they had Chuck D of Public Enemy and Be Real of Cypress Hill. John, you a big Cypress Hill fan?
Not a big fan, but
You're
a couple
familiar.
songs, yeah.
So I got to hear and scratch this off my bucket list. Chuck D performed Bring the Noise, which is one of my all-time favorite songs ever. And then Be Real did Insane in the Membrane, is the part of the set that I caught,
Yeah.
which was really cool.
He did Jump Around, too.
Oh, that's exactly right, yeah. By House of Pain, the hip-hop greats. But
You know Bring the Noise, right?
Yeah.
With fucking... Cause I only remember it because it was with Anthrax.
yeah, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You got video of that?
I didn't get... Because it was like in switching in between... I
Oh,
don't want to
yeah.
get any videos where I'm like all the way behind the crowd.
Oh.
Because there's going to be 20 of those online, so...
Yeah. And then Queens of the Stone Age came on, and... No, are you sure this was Saturday?
Yeah, it was.
So this was the same day we saw Dead Cross and Peaches and Slaves.
Yeah. Saturday was the best. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Because
Okay, yeah.
Prophets of Rage was on the left. Well, no. At the Drive-In it was on the left, and then Prophets went on after them.
How
And
many
then-
stages?
4?
No, there was 5 because the fifth one was the little kid stage. There was a name your own stage, which whoever wins the tickets, they name it after you, like the Uncle John stage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that one counts though.
Well, weirdly, the last day, Andrew W. King Guar played on there.
Yeah.
It was
So that was like the streetlight stage over by the carnival.
Yeah.
So what were the... Because there was that stage, and then there were the two together, and then I remember one, like, over by the other end.
Yeah.
But there was another stage?
There was Rise stage, which is 2 stages because it was the two biggest act. Then there was Ride stage, which was kind of like, I think, like the emo bands, which is where like TV on the radio was there on that stage. And then I think it was 4 stages then. Yeah, it was 4.
I think it was one to the left, the two in the middle that were kind of together,
Yeah.
and then the one over by, like, the carnival.
Yeah.
Like, Tutway.
Yeah.
You call it the kids stage. What it wound up being on Saturday was more or less the chick rock stage, which I thought was really bizarre. It was just like every band that played up until Streetlight was like female lead singer. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, sure. Put all the women on this stage. That seems fair. You know, like that.
Yeah. You got to make them feel empowered, putting them, behind the carnival and shit.
Yeah, right. Oh, no one will notice you over here, but you still rock. Welcome to Riot Fest. Thank you.
The kids will love you.
Yeah, with the exception of Peaches, who got to play on the Rise stage or whatever.
Do you know who Peaches is?
Is that the chick from Charlie Brown? No.
I don't think. No.
She's the voice for Charlie, one of the characters on Charlie Brown.
I don't think so, 'cause
Maybe. She could be.
she could be.
I don't know.
Okay, what's a song?
So her big song, and really the only song I know by her, is called "Fuck the Pain Away."
I'm gonna grab a cigarette.
Yeah, I think that's her. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a singer that was on Charlie Brown, and she was one of the character voices on there. I think that's her.
Her song was like, "Suck it on my titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time. Check out this prissy, but
I think that's her.
Yeah, so that's Peaches, and she's very, very talented.
Brown character?
Yeah, she was a voice for.
Isn't
I don't know which one, but yeah.
Probably Snoopy.
I thought it was the girl or the bird, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Lucy Woodstock. I'll call her.
Isn't
and ask.
Charlie Brown from like the 60s or some shit though?
Charlie Brown's old as hell. I don't know when exactly. I'm just gonna gently slide my empty glass over here. John, you know what to do.
I gotta take a leak though first.
You're fucked up, dude.
And we're back.
We're back.
The people out there in internet land probably don't know this, but this is a very happy day. Phil, John, do you guys know why?
Why?
Well, because it's been almost a year since I've crossed paths with John, and I'm thrilled to have him back in my life. John?
Really?
Yeah, dude.
When was the last time we?
The fire, man.
No.
Oh no, it was
the comedy show.
Yeah.
Where I got super fucked up, grabbed that girl's ass, went out with her for 9 months, but then, like, after grabbing her ass, I went and ate all of your shawarma.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was the last time I saw John. So this is like a beautiful sort of reunion. John, please tell me you feel the same way.
I do.
You're just saying that.
No, it's great. Great to see you again.
So what's your favorite thing about me?
Your humor, man.
Perfect. Phil, what's your favorite thing about me?
Like I said, whether it's I'm a really unstable and unbalanced person. So
Good start.
I feel like, there's days, obviously I feel like you bring the best out in everybody, because there's people that you'd be friends with who would not want to be friends with me, and because of that unstableness. So I feel like there's days that it's like, all right, let's shoot the shit and we'll have a really great time. But there's moments where it's like, man, I'd be there whenever you need me. Same with John, and the same way back. Like, just time to be serious, or if there's some, going through some shit in life. So I feel like, You know, actually, I was gonna say like there's a sense of loyalty that and authenticity that you can tell. Like, you know, there's people who are just like, all right, I'm gonna be friends with this motherfucker for 5 years, and then just fuck you, or even a year. And I feel like there's like you can feel that vibe when it's just like, dude, you're a fucking good guy. I got your back. Like, you know, it's just yeah. There's
Sure.
I love you. Is
Well,
what
I
I'm-
love you too, dude.
You're fucked up, dude.